Well, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, depending upon where you are, and some good morning. Welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. I hope everyone's doing great. Did you guys have a chance to catch Four Leaf Whiskey stream here? Just ended about a half hour ago. I thought it was pretty darn interesting. She had Sean was a good guest on that stream. Really liked it, enjoyed listening to it as I was preparing for this and getting ready. Had to take care of a few things that weren't just quite cooperating, but you have that from time to time whenever you do live streams, just when you think you've got all the loose ends ready, tied up, and you're ready to go, something flies out. And so I got it going. I'm pretty sure everybody can hear me and see me fine. There was a little issue with the audio, but it seems to be taken care of. If you can't hear me or it sounds bad, just let me know. But I'm looking and it says left and right channel is doing fine. I see no issues when I look at my audio monitor. So I think we are good on this end here for sure. But welcome again, everybody. I appreciate you guys stopping in, smashing that like button just to say hello to everybody. I know JD was here. Appreciate you for sticking your nose in. Thank you very much, Sugar Kitty. I would agree. Uh, this is going to be the first bottle I have had of Tamdhu. Uh, I've heard good things about it, and so I was kind of looking forward to it. And I came across the bottle I'm going to open up here tonight and see what it's like. Got my fingers crossed that it's pretty good. But in the glass to start off is this little gem right here. It's a Speyburn 10 Speyside travel exclusive. Uh, JD Bourbon Approach picked this up for me on one of his travels and hand delivered it to me. So I figured I'm going to stick with the Speysides just because I want to keep that type of profile and taste on my palate. I've got my water right here, ready to go. And let me set it in the glass. A little Speyburn 10. So looking forward to seeing what this is like. Marty, cheers, man. Me either, JD. Cannot wait myself. I've never even cracked the top of that sucker just to even look at it. Josh, cheers, man. Brian, great to see you. Oh my goodness. Hanging AZ. I figured you'd still be on your nap. Appreciate you popping in here. Say hello. Ed, cheers, man. Thanks for popping over here, man. Appreciate it. Always. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Here we go. Cheers, Bourbon. It looks like you and Bonnie had a good time with Eric and all. I saw the pictures with Drifting Drams. Looked like it was a good time, that's for sure. Oh, perfect. That's what I want to know. Look at the hat. That's right. I was going to wear Bourbon's favorite, but I don't want to spoil him. Don't want to spoil him because, he really likes that Panama hat I have, so I just because I left it up top. I know he's probably heartbroken right now. John, cheers. Looky here, Z-Man. I knew you'd be around. I knew you'd be around. Oh, look at this 21090. Happy Sunday. Cheers, brother. Thank you for popping in here and saying hello. And there she is. I told you. Great stream she had, wasn't it? Really a good stream. Looking forward to getting some of that whiskey over here in Las Vegas. But, it'll get here when it gets here. If not, I know people. And from across the pond, Mr. Morgan. Cheers, brother. Thank you for popping in here, saying hello. Always great to see you. And again, thanks to everybody who's lurking in the background, just tuning in to watch for a little bit, to say hello. But remember, smash that like button. It helps. Support the channel. Really appreciate it. And then here we go. Somebody must have come into the room and woke him up from his nap. Cheers, Greg. Appreciate you popping in, saying hello, brother. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you. But let me get a swig of this just to cheers everybody there. Let me know what you've got in your glass. Does not have to be a Scotch. Could be an Irish whiskey because you were just watching Stacy and you still got some in your glass, or you liked what you had and you filled it back up. And maybe it is a Scotch. Maybe it's a bourbon or American malt. Who cares? Pour something in there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at here. Look at here. Oh, it's going quick. It's going quick. Oh, going to the first game in Atlanta. All right. Yeah. No, not me. But let's go Steelers. You know it, brother. Thanks for popping in and good to see you. Good to see you in chat, man. Thank you. So let me get that sip in here just to say cheers to everyone. Of course, Bourbon has to chime in here, and he sent me a picture. Hold on. Ooh, that's good. Oh, I know where he is. I think I know where he is. I'm going to show you all what he sent me a picture of. Oh my gosh, come on. You know how to do this. This is not your first time. Okay. Can you all see that? That's what Bourbon sent me. Let me get a little closer there. Look at that. That is very reminiscent of a Pomani Brothers sandwich right there. Very reminiscent. I could see the French fries on there. Is that a Reuben? Cheese. Ah, sorry. If that's what it is, it's like, oh my gosh. Looks great. I know. I'm a little envious there. I mean, I used to go to Pomani Brothers, but it was like 3 a.m. just when the bars closed in downtown Pittsburgh. I tell you what, the lines around that place were amazing. And everybody was in line, even the cops. They knew you were plastered. You weren't driving as long as you behaved yourself. Let them get what they want and get out. It was all good. But anyway, this Speyburn 10 is very fruity. So I've got my fingers crossed that the Tamdhu is going to be the same. Oh, you were up in Grove City. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about them up there. They've expanded a little bit in Grove City. Okay. I know exactly where you are, or where you were, let's say. Know exactly. Grove City. Well, he was in Grove City, Pennsylvania, Sugar Kitty. So he's just north of Cranberry, right around Slippery Rock, that kind of area up north there. So, yeah, Slippery Rock. I'm having the pickle right now. Well, you can do with it what you want, Ben. It's yours. Oh, what's up, Jonathan? Cheers, man. Appreciate you popping in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, let me open this thing because I haven't even pulled it out of this darn thing. Wait a minute. Sorry. Let me turn my little, there we go. I haven't even pulled it out of here, but this is the old malt cask from Hunter Laing. I have had other products from them, which I thought was very good, but I've always heard about Tamdhu. So when I saw this, I was interested in it. My gosh, it's kind of an odd. Wow, this is kind of Let me see. All right, it does pull straight out. All right, we're good. I wasn't sure how that was going to come out of there because of this thing on there. I mean, it just kind of threw me. I wasn't sure if it lifted up or whatever, but how many of you seen these, know what this is or anything like that? I have seen them, but never paid attention. But let me see here. If I can read this on the back with all the light or lack of light. But a single cask bottling, it has long been known within the Scotch whiskey industry and indeed within our family that each individual oak cask imparts its own unique character to the spirit maturing within it. No two casks, even one which have been filled at the same distillery on the same day, will have identical taste profiles when assessed side by side after many years of aging. Well, we all know that. That's why it's a single cask. It's A, B, C, and D, even though they were put into the casks at the same time from the same distillery, from the same batch, when they roll in to the warehouse for aging, depending upon where they are, the climate, the tide, the moon, the stars, you know the works, they're different. But we are going to find out. I'm not going to really go into details, whatever it says on the back, because, you know, I don't want to know about the tasting notes. And I'm afraid that there might be something on there. So we are not going to look at that. So let me open this thing up here. Oh, there it is. It's like, I know I saw it. I do not need my opener. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone always has to get that in. Hold on. I'll have to highlight the Bourbon Engineer. How did you know? It is my bourbon of the year. It's always my bourbon of the year. My most loathed bourbon of the year is Long Branch. Matter of fact, year after year after year, it's number one. I don't think I've had anything that could dethrone it other than maybe Malort. But boy, it would be a tie for first place. Would be a tie. Let me. Ooh, nice little cork pop there. Oh, nice cork too. It looks like it's a genuine cork within that bottle. 15-year. Let me just let you guys take a gander at the color. Looks very nice. Oh no, don't want to read it. Looked like said something about palate on the front, so stop. Using the neat glass again. I still am on the fence whether it really does anything or not, but I'm gonna keep giving this thing a whirl. Let's pour some in here, and I'm just gonna let the thing breathe a bit. And I will tell you one thing about these glasses. They're deceiving as to the amount you pour into it because of how wide it is. And particularly when you take a sip, you think you're taking a small little sip, but you've got yourself a substantial quantity there. Look, like I said, I got to stop because I see things on the front that I'm afraid that they might divulge some stuff. But my goodness. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Just getting ahead of myself, but I caught something and I wasn't sure what it was, if it was the Speyburn or if it was this one. You know, these are both Speysides, but I wasn't sure about the note I was getting that had come up. So let me put my little Glen cover. I don't know if any of you ever saw these. I think I've showed you these Glen covers here that I got. These Glen caps. These were made by Top Dog, and they showed up here in the mail a while ago. I know I've showed them, but they are my go-to Glen covers, and I know that there's a special one that he is working on, and I know the Bourbon Engineer has perfected them, and I know that is like a rivalry in the industry going on right there between Top Dog and the Bourbon Engineer. And some of the stuff that the Top Dog is doing now, I cannot divulge because it is proprietary. And fortunately, there's some industrial spies that, you know, I'm not going to say who or anything like that, but I'm told by a reliable source that, he's trying to put Top Dog out of business. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm only told. But anyway, really looking forward to that. And I really do think it is this Tamdhu that I'm catching a whiff of here, because I don't have a Glen cap on it. And so it's just sitting here opening up, and I'm catching this sweetness, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm sorry when you see me look down like in a little bit of a shock, but I'm not expecting to really get that, because like I said, this one's covered. So I'm really can tell that there's something in front of me, and it's got my attention a little bit there. That's for sure. You know what? If it wasn't for the name on that long branch, because it certainly isn't all right, all right, all right. I can guarantee you that. But anyway. Well, maybe if you put it in a couple of different containers and hermetically seal it somehow. Oh, some 1970s Tupperware should do it. Nothing leaks out of those. The green, the orange ones, yeah, nothing does. Let's see, the Tamdhu that I have tried has been very sherry forward. Curious to see how that, yeah, it is definitely an independent bottling. The Hunter Laing is an independent bottler, and I mean, I'm getting a whiff of it right here, right now, and it's just directly underneath me, Craig. It's quite intriguing, and I'm trying to resist picking it back up because I want to give it a moment to open up, and I'm going to move back here a little bit, but it's really seems like it's got some viscosity to it as I watch the legs form a bit on the sides of the glass. You can see my thumbprint there, but um, it looks viscous. It looks like it has it has some possibility to be coating. Just watching what I see here. Anyway, and I am surprised a little bit at the aroma I am getting just wafting out of this Glen right now. It is pretty different. It is pretty different. Yeah, I grew up with it hanging, and I think I'm okay, maybe, but yeah, I grew up with that 70s Tupperware. Hmm. Signature just brought out Secret Space Side 11 year. I forget who was just talking about signatory, James. Who was talking about that? Oh, Eric. Eric was talking about that. I can't remember what one he was looking at. He was texting me yesterday. Let's see. Eric Thompson. Where is he? Here we go. Do. What was he looking at? Oh, it was a signatory, but he didn't mention which one it was. And I told him, I said, unless he didn't tell me the distillery or who it was or anything like that. And I told him, I says, at what they run here, $1.50 to 200, depending upon the distillery. If you're going to go with that independent bottler, I said they have some killers. They do. They have some really good whiskey in there. But unless you had a taste from a few of them, I'm reluctant to drop $200, let's say, on a bottle, unless I knew what distillery it was that was in there. And a lot of them say it on the front. He just didn't tell me. But he ended up with a Colila Cask strength instead. And I was like, boom. And he said it was a pick. And I'm like, what? Didn't know that was a thing. 17-year-old. And I was like, okay, that sounds good to me, but I'll have to pick his brain a little bit more on some other time. But anyway, all right. Give that a little over 5 minutes to sit here and open up. Let's Yep, that's it. That's what I was just checking. Yep. He did. Okay. Well, like I said, and I'm only now really looking into that indie bottler because it's here. It's floating around on the shelves. So all the suggestions are always welcome. All right. Let's go here. This is just this is just, it smells so good. So right off the bat, fruity. Right off the bat, fruity. That's what I was getting. Fruity. Definitely malt sweetness. I dare say a little caramel. Maybe chocolatey on just a light bit, but definitely fruity. Definitely fruity on here. Dare I say maybe a little hint of pear and honey note, heather. Definitely, it's sweet. You can smell the sherry, but very, very nice aromas on this whiskey. Very nice. Really, it is very nice on this whiskey. Let's let me get a sip here. Hold on. Let me just have a little water first. Okay. Let me just get a little sip here. And what was the ABV on this? What did I say? It's 50. It's 50 ABV. It's a 700 ml bottle. I couldn't remember if it was 46 or 50, but it's 50 ABV. So coming in at 100 proof. So let's see. And one thing I did notice on there, apparently that is what they want to proof it down to when it comes out of the cask. I read a little excerpt on it when I was looking for the thumbnail picture. And so, like I said, I try not to look at anything, but I caught that, and I don't want to know about tasting notes. So here we go. Cheers. All right, I'm letting that kind of just develop right now, and I'm not going to say anything until I have the second sip. And Sugar Kitty, this is, if you're still listening, I know you're doing double, sometimes triple duty, but once I have this second sip, I'm going to say something, and I'll need you to confirm or deny it. So get ready. This definitely is a viscous sherry bomb. Definitely. Chocolate and spice. Wow, this has a little spicy grab to it. And dare I say this, and now this is where I need Peter White, JD, Sugar Kitty, Greg, Eric. I get some light smoke on the retrohale. And I'm not sure if it's just some faint char from the barrel, but sweet, definitely the sherry, like a caramel butterscotch chocolate on the finish with some nice, I'm going to say wood spice, almost like the way the rye spice grabs the side of my tongue. Wow. Mr. Mom, cheers, man. Appreciate you popping over here. Thank you very much. And if you know anything about the Tamdhu and can put your 2 cents in on my comment, I would greatly appreciate it. But this is unique. Well, you know what? Somewhere here, well, I have a 2023 Carchus. I know I'm going to get a taste of the 2024. A wonderful, wonderful subscriber is going to be dropping some stuff off to me, and that is going to be an epic 4-flight tasting. That is for sure coming up. And just thinking about it, James, is like, ooh, man. But I got to get another sip because this is interesting. All right, here it comes here. Okay, well, there's something in there. There's something, and that's why I'm asking my Scotch guys here that have tasted Tamdhu. Now this is the old malt cask. It is, and it's a 15-year Tamdhu in there. And I'm not saying that it is peat, but it has a nice, delicate on the retrohale, a little smokiness that mixes in with some chocolate, some like syrup, caramel butterscotch, fruit. It's pleasant. And at 50 ABV, this is really, really nice whiskey. Really nice whiskey. The retrohale is lovely. It really is. Yeah, that's chocolate. That's chocolate rolled in there. It's not heavy or anything like that, but on the retrohale chocolate, but it might just be some of the residual char. It just happened to pull out of that, but it has a nice viscosity to it. It has a creamy oiliness to it on the palate. It's not a short finish. It definitely isn't. It's it lingers, and it clings to the palate. It's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. It clings to the palate. And I think it's pretty darn good. Absolutely, Jonathan. Absolutely. That's one thing I will do on this channel. Absolutely. You know what? I'm still, here's our typical Glen right there. I've got the Speyburn 10 in there. And then this one here. Yes, sirree. I'm liking it. I'm still getting used to it, and it is deceiving on the amount. So you pour a little more in here than you would a Glen, that's for sure. But the glass is called Neat, and I think I've shown it to you before. I might not have, but the mate to it is in here. But that's it. And it is a professional whiskey taster's glass. How I got it, I'll never know. Certainly not a professional whiskey taster, but I picked it up a little over a year ago, and Bourbon actually sent me on a bottle hunt out here, and I'm so glad that he saw it. Yeah, anyway, and I picked it up. So that's how it ended up in my that's how it's here. So oops. Yeah, well, it's different, that's for sure. And it's really supposed to capture the aromas and disperse the ethanol. And then on the nosing, you get a better representation of the whiskey when you're nosing it. So it says. I think the nose is great. Oh my gosh, what is going on with this thing? Well, you know what? That might be a little something that I haven't. There was something else, and I didn't comment on it or say anything because I wasn't sure, and I just wanted to make sure. But I can go with the date thing. I definitely can go with the date thing. It is not bad. It's not overwhelming or anything like that. It's very nice, like I said. Um, but it's kind of like this, definitely caramel, butterscotch, chocolate. The date thing, I think that's something else that's yes, I can go with that. I'm searching, but I can go with it on that. Wow, this definitely is a sherry bomb. There is no doubt about that. And the caramel, the spice is so nice, nicely situated almost at the center and tip of your tongue as it rolls from the back to the front. It's really nice. It's really nice. And I'm going to say, yes, this is just picking up that barrel. I can come out and say that. I think that would be a good hypothesis to this. I spent it was $100 on this thing. I'm not disappointed, and I can only imagine what it's going to be like once it opens up some in the bottle, in which I'm sure as heck I'm going to have another glass of it. But just because, and I'm gonna have a little more of this neat right now, but this is very nice. So let me get my special dropper here. 1, 2. Come on, you can do it. I should have had enough in there. I don't think that was quite 3, but there we go. There's 3 drops of water in my whiskey. Sacrilege to most and me. But for this at 50 ABV, let's see what happens here. I mean, I was watching Top Shelf Whiskey. They had a Cadenhead on there today, and I like the carafe that they were using this time to pour the water in instead of the cap from the water bottle. I was like, they drowned that poor little drop of whiskey. I was like, I always give Dustin the business every time I see him do that when I'm watching their reviews. But they're good reviews. Dustin wasn't on today. It was Keith, I think it was. Now I'm thinking, but hey, cheers, Scotty. Appreciate you popping in. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat, brother. We'll answer them. I just put a couple of drops of water in this Tamdhu 15, and we're going to see how it does and if it changes anything, and we're going to go from here. All right. Now let's see here. Let's see. Because this is interesting whiskey. I'm just telling you. So far, I am pleased with it. And like I said, I just literally opened it. I'm going to look at the bottle here in a minute to see what it says on it, if it has any tasting notes. I can say when I had a few Tamdhu Sherry Independent bottles, they always seem to be dark chocolate, deep dark fruits, more on the cherry pomegranate. Dark fruits, yeah, it's fruity. Chocolate, yep, I can give you that. Cherry, I'm not getting that at all. But to each his own. To each his own. All right, we got some water in here. We let it do its thing. Let's see. And it really doesn't, those couple of drops aren't going to like proof it down to 43 ABV by no means. It just definitely wasn't enough. But it, in theory, it should bring out or mute some maybe off-putting notes just for information. All right, here we go. I'm thinking a moment here. Let me let this I can understand that. I might go there after this because I've already got the 10 poured. Then I've got the 15 here, but the Spaper and the 16 might be that. But I might pour another little wee dram of this. Mr. Hall, cheers, man. Appreciate you coming over here, saying hello. Thank you for coming over just to say hi to everybody. Nectarine and apricot. I'm not there, but let's not rule that out. Definitely the darker fruits, the chocolate, dates on here. But I still seem, and it's on the retrohale as the finish is developing, barrel char, barrel note. It's not peat, but to me, it seems like there's just a little bit of smoke. And I'm using that term with reserve, but that's what it is still coming off to, off as to me. Bourbon baller, cheers, man. Thanks for popping in here. Appreciate you. Always great to have you and see you over here. It may be. I don't know. Apricot? I think it's a very good whiskey for $100. I don't know. I do. I think it's a good whiskey for the price. I'm not disappointed. It's very well rounded, I think, for a 15-year-old. I think it's a nice sipper on there. I really do. Let me look at this now since I've given my tasting notes. All right, let's look here. Okay, here we go. Nose. Rich red fruity notes, sweet plums and caramel. Fruit, caramel. Don't know about plums, but figs, dates, some people said. So, yeah. Yep. On the palate. Oh, look at this. Gingerbread, nutmeg, apple skin, and honey. The honey I'll give you. I didn't call nutmeg. I certainly didn't get gingerbread. Apple skin. Interesting. That's interesting. The finish, peppery with a touch of dark chocolate. I did get the spiciness. I did. I got that, and chocolate. I didn't get the dark chocolate, but now in retrospect, I can go with the dark chocolate because it had a touch of that dark chocolate sweet bitterness. So when I said chocolate, I'll switch it to the dark chocolate. That's what that is. So I wasn't far off. I didn't have all of that, but you know what? The gingerbread, the nutmeg, the apple skin, yeah, I didn't get that. The honey, heather, yep, I got that. Peppery, chocolate, caramel, fruity, red fruits, huh? Well, that would go along with the cherry note that I think you were talking about, JD. So yeah, I didn't catch it, but that would definitely get that. Very, very interesting. And this, by the way, is non-chill filtered and no color. So this is it right out of the cask. This is it. So non-chill filtered, no color added. You can't beat that. That's for darn sure. 50 ABV, $100, independent bottler. I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it. And it could be. I will say yes on that. Like I said, I think it's more of a barrel char. It's not peat. It is not peat, but that smoke or what I'm getting could be the residual from that barrel. And I would lean towards that, and that'll be my story, and I'll stick to that for sure. Yeah, we don't want people to think this is good, JD. No. We don't want anyone to think it's good. Mr. Rance, evening, sir. Cheers. Yes, that terrible W word. I got to get that off the screen. We don't swear like that on this channel. That's terrible. Terrible. But yeah, that's a nice drop. A very nice drop. But so that's a 15 space side. Mm-hmm. I have the Speyburn 16 here. I'm looking at something here just to see. All right. I'm going to pour a little of this. I know you were talking about it, JD. I'm going to go ahead and pour a little of this because it intrigues me as to some of the notes that it has. So I'm going to go ahead and pour a little of that. They can add coloring to Scotch. Well, which Highland Park will. That's for sure. A lot of them do for consistency to ensure that, because a lot of people feel that it's just like on a bourbon. If it's very light, people feel the whiskey isn't any good, and that's not the case. So in order for it to be consistent, a lot of them will add a little coloring to the whiskey. I'm not a purist. I prefer non-chill filtered, no color added. But if you add a little coloring to make it darker, I'm not going to be really angry at you for it. So, but yeah, they pretty much, I don't want to say all, but yeah, that's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. That's for sure. Depends on where you are. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sugar Kitty, JD, James, over in Europe, if they do anything other than put whiskey in the bottle, it is on the bottle. Like this is a travel exclusive from the EU. So, and thanks again to JD Bourbon Approach for his travels and procuring this for me. But yes, they have different rules when it comes to disclosure than we do here in the States. So it would be on there if they added color, battery acid, whatever. It has to be disclosed. Here in the States, no, we don't have that here. They don't add any color, period, to not even their NASs and stuff. I kind of thought that they did add a little color to them, Donner Pass. Now, again, I can be wrong. That's for sure. But I thought that they might. So, anyway, there you go. Like I said, it's different. It's different rules where you go. All right. Yeah. I thought over there it was pretty much a staple to where it has to be on the bottle or the box, the bottle, whatever. It has to be disclosed. All right. That's okay. Well, that's why we've got people here in chat to give us real-time info as we move on along here. So appreciate everybody for doing that. Let me get this out because JD talked about it, and now I'm interested. So I'm going to pour myself a little of the 16 here. I got to separate it from the other one just because. Mr. Jiggs, cheers, man. Thank you for popping in. I hope you're doing well this evening and have a little taste of something in your glass here tonight. Anyway, Speyburn 16 is whoops. I think I got a little Speyburn 16 in with the Tamdhu. Well, they'll live too. Now, this is very fruit forward on the 16. Well, absolutely on Delmore. I think that's the first requirement there is you color your whiskey. Very fruity. Let's see something here. Oh, that's very nice. However, the Tamdhu 15, much more viscous. Much more viscous. I'm going to say on the fruitiness of it, very close. That it's right there. The Speyburn 16, the Tamdhu 15 with the fruit flavor, very fruit forward on both of them. Very fruit forward on both of them. What was the ABV on this? I forgot. Let me see. I know it's on here. It's 43. Oh my gosh. I thought it was at least 46. It's 43 ABV. Wow. I don't know why I thought that was higher on the Speyburn. I'm having a moment, people. That's okay. But that's really nice. I mean, it's a very nice whiskey. Thank goodness JD actually recommended it. Go back to the Tamdhu 15 here. See, after leaving it set, after I added that water, just that little bit of water, and I walked away from it for a little bit, that barrel char note on the retrohale is a little more prominent with the water. And now that it's had a chance to kind of set. Hogshead, if I remember right. Yeah, refilled hogshead. Donner Pass, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to say definitely now, for sure. That's a barrel note. That is definitely a barrel note on that Tamdhu 15. That's where that little smokiness came from. The water after it sat there a minute and things really had a chance to come out. Yeah, it's just some barrel char, but it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I really like it. Well, Speyburn 10 is 46. All right, I had it backwards. I thought I was drinking that, but no. I just had a moment. Okay, the Speyburn 10 is that, and it's ex-sherry cask. All right. Speyburn 10. A lighter mouthfeel than a Tamdhu. Sweetness level because of the sherry. I think the Tamdhu edges it out just a tad because of that extra 5 years in that cask. But the fruitiness of it is there too. They're equal there. But man, that little bit of that barrel is prominent. I mean, it really seems to be something different. It is. It's a travel exclusive. JD Bourbon Approach in one of his travels he told me about it, and I said, oh, I had to have this and the 10. So they're from I can't remember, where'd you pick these up? Was it in Poland, JD? When you were in Poland, where I know you were. I think you were on your way home when you picked these up for me, or you. Oh my gosh, where in the heck were you when you picked these up? Okay, there we go. I was thinking. I was like, I know you told me. Okay, you picked up both of them for me in Germany. There you go, Donner Pass. The Speyburn 10, the Speyburn 16 are liters, and he picked them up for me in Germany. So that's where I got them. And this is a fantastic whiskey too. So's the 10. I mean, really, it's a great whiskey. Great whiskey. I just had the proofs different, but the Tamdhu, I'm telling you what. Holy smollions. That's a very nice whiskey. Very nice whiskey. I'm really would like to see what this is in about 10 days, which I got to have a little more of it here tonight to get it down past the shoulder, because I want to get a little air in a bottle. And I might have to look to see if this sucker's still on the shelf where I picked it up. It might be backup worthy at this point. I'm just telling you, it might be backup worthy. That's for sure. I'll know here in about a week to 10 days. Yeah, it does say on the box, travel exclusive. So that's why I couldn't remember where you had picked it up at. If you picked it up when you were in Poland or wherever. But I know you were traveling. But man, this was kind of an impromptu thing when I brought out these Speyburns, but I wanted to stay with the Spey side. And I thought, what the heck? Let me just grab these because they were front and center on the shelf, and so I just grabbed them. But for a compare and contrast, that wasn't a bad choice, and that was strictly by accident. You know, that little bit of chocolate char sweetness on the retrohale, I'm really liking it. Really liking this. This is I think it was a Cadenhead. I think it was a Cadenhead that they did. And like I said, Dustin wasn't on there. Dustin wasn't on there today. But yeah, I think it was a Cadenhead. Gosh, was it a Tamdhu? Oh my gosh, I watched it this morning, but I've done so much since then. And I haven't slept, so I can't use that as an excuse, but Red spot? I don't know. I really liked my green spot. As a matter of fact, I liked it so much I had to leave it at the parents' house in Yuma because Mom really likes it. So I just left it there. But now to get a green spot here, it's $300. And it's like, I'm sorry. Now, when I bought that one, I paid $175, $175 for it. Yeah, I'm not paying $300. It's good, but it's not $300 good. No way. Oh, I like that idea. That's a good idea. So Donner Pass takes 2 bottles, of course, clean. One that you have some in, puts it into another, kind of accelerates the process for opening up. Man, that is good. I've not thought of that at all. That was a good idea. Really like that. So basically, just any old bottle, you've cleaned it out, dump A into B, hold them for 10 days or whatever floats your boat, dump it back into the original bottle, and you're good. I like that. I really like that. That is a great idea. Really, that's a great idea. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's a great idea. Love it. Okay, it was the Tamdhu 15 Cadenhead. All right. Well, ta-da. There you go. There you go. I was watching it today. I was eyeballing it today. Red Spot's 170 Canadian, Peter? Shoot. If I was up there, Canadian, take my American money, switch it over. Boy, that would be a nice buy. That's for sure. But I'd still pay 170 for it. Canadian, American. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Yeah, that Tamdhu 15 is some very nice whiskey. Very nice whiskey. Let me get a sip here. And I'm just going to pour a wee bit more into the glass. Just a wee bit more. Because that, my friends, was a nice drop. That's for sure. So I can say, if you see one of these and you're in the market, the Old Malt Cask Tamdhu 15. Yep. 50 ABV in a 700 ml bottle. Buy it. Buy it. I'm going to let that open up, and I'm going to go back to this Speyburn 10 here real quick. $30? That's good. Gotta love it when you just stumble onto stuff like that. Oh, that's wonderful, Mr. Jiggs. Gotta love it when you just in the right place at the right time, and it's like, really? Grab a couple before they realize either they done it wrong. And I've been lucky enough to have that happen. My wife picked me up a is it a Wild Turkey 101 for like ridiculous price of like $15.99. They had it mismarked. She tried to buy, 2 or 3, but they would only give her 1 at that price. Oh, well, 1's better than none, but you got to love it when you pop into there and you get something like that and it's a good price. And it's like you look left, you look right, and you look down at the price and go, I am grabbing this before somebody realizes what they did. No. When you get lucky like that, you got to do it. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a minute. And like I said, the one that they had today just turned out to be the Tamdhu 15. And I'm doing the Old Malt Cask Tamdhu 15. But they had the Cadenhead. And like I said, and he had that. I think that was Keith's Donner Pass, if I'm not mistaken, it was his. He brought it, and they probably killed it after the stream ended because there wasn't much left in that bottle. But I like that little Glencairn carafe, whatever you want to call it, to drop some water in your whiskey. I like that. I thought that's pretty neat. I didn't think about that because I'm not a person that adds water to my whiskey a lot. I just don't. But however, for these purposes, I can appreciate what it does to higher proof whiskeys, to see if it brings out any underlying notes or whatever in the whiskey. So yeah, I'm a proponent of it now, where before it was a tough sell. Oh man. Oh my gosh. That is terrific, Peter. I mean, yeah, you got to crow about it once in a while, especially when you took advantage of it. Now, well, that's just like the Redbreast, the cask strength. You're buying it for under $100 here all day long, and then all of a sudden, it jumped up $50. It was $150 a bottle here a year ago. Well, I picked up a backup when it was under 100. It's floated back down to about 129 or 139 here, but that would, I have to say, but that's pushing it for me for that bottle at $140 for a Redbreast cask strength. That's for sure. I just can't. I couldn't do that. Cheers, sir. Thank you for popping in here, saying hello. Everybody smashing the like button, and me too. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming in here saying hey. It does. Like I said, I was totally against water and whiskey. I mean, this was my water and whiskey. In other words, the two should never meet. I was dead set against it. And no matter who told me what, I wouldn't do it. But I gave in on a stream and I said, I'm going to do this. And I can't remember which one it was, but I literally added a couple of drops of water and I kept doing it to the higher ABVs. At 40, I'm not doing it. 43, no, 46. But when you get to 48, 50, 52, 55 ABV, yeah, I have no problem with it. And yes, a lot of the experts say you want to water your whiskey down to, I don't know, what is it, 30%, something like that on the ABV to really understand and get the taste of the whiskey. I'm not there. I am not there. But I see people dump teaspoons, into their glass, and it's like, it causes me to go, oh my gosh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Twist my arm, JD. Twist my arm. Twist my arm. But yeah, water and me and whiskey just wasn't a thing for the longest time. But as I did more and more reviews, it was just one of those things where a lot of the people like you said, add water, add water, add water. And so, because it's what people asked me, and so I did it, and I was like, oh shit, there is something to it. There is something to it. Yeah, I know. I told you. I was dead set against it. But until you cross that line and you add water to your whiskey, it can be a game changer. Now, I give Top Dog's wife a little crap when she puts those big frozen bergs in her drink and pours her whiskey over it. But I don't care. You want to put those things in your whiskey, you go right ahead. It's yours, and you drink it how you want to drink it, regardless of what I think or anybody thinks. It's yours. You continue to consume your whiskey just how you want to consume it. Period. That's the way to do it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I will admit it now, Donald. I admit it right now that yes, a drop of water is good in whiskey, or 2 or 3, but drops, not a teaspoon, a tablespoon, half a cup. Sorry, I no, that just causes me to cringe. Well, I started here. I started on Scotch a long time ago and just got into bourbon, Greg. I know you've heard the story more than one time for me, but um, when the prices of the bourbon and then the actually being able to get bourbon went about 3 years ago, was just absolutely ridiculous to try to find. I just turned around and went to the Scotch aisle and just started picking up some scotches, and then boop, there it went again. It was like setting a hook. No cubes. Never a cube. Never a cube. Never. Unless, like, some glass Glen toppers come, I might hold it next to one, like have it in a glass and hold it next to a nice glass of whiskey and say, here's some ice. But that's the closest it's going to get to my whiskey, unless it's a brass one. I don't know. A brass topper. I don't know. I have never, to my knowledge, Donald, put water in Irish whiskey. I haven't. I have added a drop or two to bourbon. But Scotch and water, as in a drop or two, that's a game changer. I openly admit that that's a game changer. A lot of people say that that's me now, that Scotch I'm back to more than bourbon, but I don't know. I haven't said that, but you give me a good quality Scotch with the notes I'm getting from the Speyburn or the Tamdhu, holy smokes, it can be transcending. However, have I had some excellent sipping bourbons or ryes? Oh yes. I have had some that's like, oh my goodness, and one of them in particular, and I'll pull just because it happens to be right here, is this 16-year-old Bull Run MGP pick finished in a Pinot Noir barrel. That damn thing is fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's a pick from Liquor Line up here in Las Vegas. But oh my goodness, look at the color of that son of a gun. Look at it. Now, I haven't touched this thing in a dog's age, only because it's one of those ones that, you keep drinking it and you know where it's going. There's no doubt about it. It's going. And that's like this one. This, okay, when I first opened it, the damn cork broke off, but I was able to get it out. But this here is a Klein Leash 15 from the classic Cask. Oh my gosh, is this thing so good? But I haven't touched it. I have not jumped on it for a minute because I haven't found another one to back this up, but this was another really good whiskey, and thank goodness that I saved some of these corks from other bottles. I didn't have one. I mean, this doesn't make it all the way in, but it's good enough on there, and then it doesn't leak. It doesn't leak, so that's all I care. And so about once a month, when I grab 20 or 30 bottles, I give them the tip for 10 seconds just to keep everything just the way it is. But this was a really good whiskey. Really good whiskey. And being that it's here, this was another fantastic one by Alexander Murray from the Tobermory Distillery. It's a 22-year-old pick from Total Wine. And oh my goodness gracious. So I paid under $100 for this thing, and I'm going to say late 2020. I found these again over the last year. They're $160 friggin' dollars now. $160 freaking dollars. I really want a backup for this, but it is really at the max that I think it's worth, and I'm on the fence of buying one. But yet, when I picked up that Duncan Taylor 30-year-old, I easily could have bought this. But we all have that point on certain whiskey. And then when you've already paid under a C note for it, and now it's $160 plus, that's a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard pill to swallow. That's for sure. And I know we're done with phrasing, right? We're done with phrasing. We don't have to worry about that anymore. So we're good. The older generation only took their whiskey with more than a teaspoon worth, as I recall. Probably, James, honestly, but I just can't see. I just can't see that much whiskey or water in a glass of whiskey like this. God, to me, that's just like terrible. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. You see how it works. You see how it works. Let me just go like this here and turn around. That's for sure. Sprite. Maybe they give that to Greg at the home and tell him it's a pick-me-up. I don't know. You know what? I'll do it one day. I've got some Redbreast Cask Strength sitting right there. I do. John probably would. John probably would. There's no doubt about it. Whiskey is good in general. That's for sure. It's good in general. I tell you what, that is Donald. That 15-year-old, holy smokes. If I could find another bottle of that at $100, I'd lay that dead president right down on the counter and walk out of the bottle shop for sure. For sure. Oh yeah. I'm glad you did that, Mike. Besides, hit the thumbs up. Absolutely. Thank you very much. But Livewire whiskey starts in what? 10 minutes? You definitely don't want to miss that. You do not want to miss Livewire whiskey, to which I will end in time so you all can run over there for that, because I know it's important. Oh, Klein Leash is delish. I'm going to use a Z-Man term, delish. It should. It absolutely should. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's Russian River Triple R rye, and it's made by Redwood Empire. Redwood Empire, and it's a total wine thing. But oh my goodness, that bottle went down quicker than a fat kid on a frickin' seesaw. I'm telling you what, that was a great whiskey that I bought another one. So the backup is up there, but I wanted the same batch. So I was lucky to find batch one of the same thing. So yeah, that thing was, that was a nice bottle. There you go. But well, I've got a couple of whiskeys that I definitely have to finish, but I poured a little more of the Tamdhu 15, and I tell you what, I've said it a couple times already. This is a great bottle from the old malt cask for sure. It's a nice whiskey. No, I didn't say old. I didn't say old. So yeah, no, not you, sir. But if I did, I'd call you. But I know they take your phone away from you at this time of night in the home. So hey, tomorrow for sure. But my God, what is this crap popping up? I know you guys can't see it, but it has nothing to do with Greg. But I had a few little things were flying left and right. I'm getting these stupid pop-ups. So I don't know what it is. It's Windows. I'm a Mac person, but for this, I use Windows because everything just seems to work. Mac takes some work to get the majority of the Windows stuff to work with it. I didn't do that when I started this channel almost 4 years ago. It was just better to be assimilated by the Borg and go with Windows. So anyway, what was this? What was this? I missed it. Oh, that's a decent bottle. I mean, it's not going to blow your socks off by any means, but at $22, oh, absolutely, that's a nice pour. Another good one that people overlook in an Irish whiskey is Slane. Slane Irish whiskey for $25, I think it is, or less, depending on where you are. That is a nice sherry Irish whiskey. I only think it might be 43 ABV. Don't quote me because I've already went through my bottle. It could be 40, but 43 I think would be pushing it, but I think it's 43. That is a great bottle at that price. It's Slane is Irish whiskey. And I think they have a special release out now. It's been out for at least a year, maybe a little bit more. I don't know, but it's good for the money. It's definitely a nice sipping whiskey for sure. Oh, Mezzanara cask. I like that, but sometimes that finish on the whiskey from that cask, it's just different, Donald. It's just different. I don't dislike it. But how do I say this? Sometimes I think it's overdone, and I don't know if that's the right terminology because I have, of course, some Japanese whiskeys that's in a Mezzanara cask, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. But when you try, and I'm just using that as an example, as a Scotch or another Iris finished in a Mezzanara cask, it to me doesn't seem like it just works. Yeah, but anyway, go ahead, rub it in. Rub it in. Marty wants it too, and I've not seen it out here. Now, I know you guys in California get a few things that I don't, but this is really nice whiskey. This Tamdhu 15. It's really nice. Gosh. Let me finish off the Speyburn 10. Mm. Mm. Wow, that was a nice kind of combination to chase the Tamdhu 15 with the Speyburn 10. Ooh, that was nice. Really, it was. It was super sweet on the 10. When you put the two together after you drink that 15, I just drank that 10. It's like, wow, that was really nice. Really? Well, they pay a little more tax than we do there, Mike, over there in the UK. You think we have an immigrant problem? They got their own issues over there. And it's funny, it made one of the news cycles here I saw last week, I guess over in the UK, a police commissioner is saying that they will prosecute, as in us here in the US, and I'm going to paraphrase this, for making disparaging comments or something like on your Facebook or YouTube or something like that, and that they will extradite you. I chuckled and I laughed and I said, didn't they try to come over here more than once and got their hat handed to them and sent back across the pond? I'm just laughing, but it made the news cycle over here. And I can't remember if it was ABC, NBC, or the communist news network known as CNN. But I chuckled and I said, because it was something that just caught me off guard. And I'm like, what? What? Oh my gosh. Yes, 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 we are. Yes, we are. We are empire quitters, but we did it a long time ago. We knew what was coming, Donald. We got out while the getting was good. Hey, Mark. Cheers, man. Appreciate you coming in here and saying hello. Hope all is well with you this weekend. Now I'm going to work on the Speyburn 16 here as we begin to close out, because Livewire whiskey is coming on. And, it was a great stream. Great having people here, especially the people that contribute and are knowledgeable on these things, because I think it helps us all out. I'm thankful to have the people I do here every week and contributing to the stream with their knowledge. And truthfully, I am grateful to have you all here and that you choose to spend your time with me over here. And it's always a great time. I enjoy talking whiskey with you all. I enjoy reading your chats. I enjoy hearing your opinions, because that's what this is all about. And thank you to you all. And I am so looking forward to seeing you all next weekend, really. And you know what, Eric? Thank you. And thank you to the people that take the time to shoot me an email just to make suggestions on different content, updating me on different things going on, particularly in the whiskey world, different bottles that are out there that I said I'm interested in and where they found them and how much. Really do like it, because all in all, that's what we're about. finding that next one, something that we really like to have, and we all don't have it in every state, but somebody's got it somewhere. And thank goodness Las Vegas is a destination place, so hand deliveries happen. But it's always great to have people like you all here. And I mean that. It really is great. Love joking with you all, love seeing you. Your input is always valued. And I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you to have this channel to do what we do week after week. So until next week, everybody. And when you go over to Livewire, tell them I sent you, and it's not my fault. Have a great evening, everybody, and thank you for spending your time with me. Have a good night. Cheers.